Alrighty, I am live. I am here. Um, it's just me, myself, and I for right now. Oh, there we go. Somebody's here. Oh, hey, Heather. How are you? Welcome to the live. It's just us Heathers hanging out for right now until more people show up. But I definitely appreciate you being here for sure. Like, that's always helpful. Hi, Seawin. Welcome to the live. How are you doing? We're just checking in here, just getting started. So I did notice I already got a PayPal notification. I don't know. I don't know if that person's here yet or not, but let me just double check because it was a $10 Venti. Well, it was $10, so I think they were intending a Venti. Let me see if there's a note attached to it. But yes, if there is a Brittany, because I see there's 4 people in here now, but if there's a Brittany, who is in the live right now, I did get your $10. So if you ordered a Venti, just let me know in the chat and drop your hi BK. Is that you? Because it's a BK that's in my PayPal here. But yeah, if that's you, drop me your question and I will get started. Otherwise, yeah, how are you guys doing this lovely Monday fun day? So yeah, just hanging out, that kind of thing. Hopefully this thing doesn't freeze like it did last time. I don't know what was going on with that. It was so disappointing because it was right at the end of Heather's question and it was such a good ending and it just like totally froze. Sorry, my phone kicked me out. What was the list? Well, there's a Brittany, and I think maybe that's BK. Maybe Brittany and BK are the same person because this is like the same initials as the Brittany that's in my PayPal. Yes. Okay, then it is you. So far we just have Brittany that's up. There's only 4 of you guys in the chat right now. So we'll see if more people come in to the live as time goes on. So we'll see what happens. But let's see what we got here from BK. Venti, thanks so much, my dear. It's me. That's what I thought so. So I'd love to know more about my soul or life purpose, please. All right, I can definitely do that for you. Let's start off with some of these tarot cards here and see what we got for BK, aka Brittany, and see what we got here for your life purpose. So yes, currently in queue is BK. We're going to see what's going on. But yes. Hi, Pavali. Welcome to the live. You guys should know the drill. If you guys want any questions answered, just check the description in the video and everything that you should know there in terms of like ordering a reading. It's a tall, grande, or venti in terms of an order, and just send it to my PayPal or Venmo. I got my phone here. I will be checking for notifications. So that's the way I have to do things for now until I can get super chats on these things. But I definitely appreciate you guys hanging in there and, dealing with that. And make sure you like this video and share it with your peeps and subscribe and all that good stuff. It definitely helps me out. And, the more followers I can get, the more we can get to that point of super chats. And it doesn't have to be so inconvenient with using PayPal and Venmo in the meantime. But anyways, let's see about BK's life purpose, soul purpose. Let's see what we need to know for her. So we have the 8 of Wands. So the 8 of Wands is definitely about taking action. It's about taking forward movement. So I feel like there's something in your life you need to be taking action on, forward movement, going forward in. And, Wands are usually about passion and fire. So whatever it is you need to be taking action on, it definitely needs to be something that you are passionate about. Usually our life purpose is not something that we don't care about. Like, for myself, for example, I'm not really a fan of math. So clearly, I'm not going to be a mathematician or something like that. I'm not going to do something that bores me to death that I don't care about. So I feel like whatever your purpose is, whatever your passion, your dream, your desire is, it's something that you really, really want. It's something that you really care about, but you can't just like sit on your ass, like thinking about it, talking about it, wishing about it. You have to take steps of action to go out and pursue it, whatever that thing may be. But let's see if we can get any more information aside from taking action about what that may be or what types of steps of action you could be taking. Let's see what else we get here. We have got the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is about a new beginning in love, a new beginning emotionally. So I feel like whatever this purpose is, whatever this passion and this dream and this desire is in terms of your purpose, like I said, it's something that you're going to care about naturally because cups are tied to our emotions. It's tied to love. A lot of readers also usually interpret the Ace of Cups tied to like romantic love because a lot of people do ask about romantic type of connections in conjunction to readings. And I know your question was more so about life purpose rather than like a love situation. But sometimes our life purpose is tied to a love situation, especially if you have like a twin flame, a divine counterpart, a divine connection with somebody. Usually those divine connections are tied to our life purpose, even if like there's a certain career path we're supposed to go down. Sometimes those connections are somehow like woven in and tied into what you're supposed to be doing. So there could be a possibility, there could be a particular person or a relationship or something like that, which is supposed to maybe kind of fuel you and be that emotional drive to kind of help push this forward and that kind of thing. So that could be a part of it too. And like life purpose isn't just all about career stuff either. A lot of people think like life purpose, it's like, oh, that's how I'm going to make money or whatever, and it can be, definitely, but doesn't always have to be. Sometimes life purpose is also about being a good wife or being a good mom or being a good daughter or being a good friend, and things like that aren't necessarily like monetary types of things. So it definitely seems there's a strong emotional tie here to whatever that soul purpose is, that life purpose. It's probably multi-layered too, because usually our life purpose is not just tied to like one thing. Like for me, for example, I'm a dog mom, and yeah, that's a part of my purpose is I love my Chihuahua, and if there is any codependent relationship I have in my life, it's probably with him. But he is not my entire life, and like my whole purpose is not just to be here to serve him, although he probably thinks it is. But there are other parts of my life that I'm here for too. Like I'm here right now helping out you guys. That's a part of my purpose, I'm also here at my mom's right now. Part of my purpose is being a good daughter to her. So, it's multi-layered. There's a lot of different parts that go into it. But let's see what else we got here. We have the Six of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles is about giving and receiving. So, and I feel like that's something that I feel like a lot of us can basically do, is kind of be like good givers. It's about like, doing random acts of kindness and just being a decent human being to other people. If you see a need somewhere, you fill it, kind of a thing. Kind of like this unicorn here on this card. These two unicorns are a little bit more unfortunate. They're kind of wearing like this ragged clothing, and this unicorn with the scales of food is giving them food, and they're very grateful for it. And at the same token, on the flip side, if you're the one who's receiving, it's about being thankful and being grateful for what's given to you. So I definitely feel like part of this is about like you going out there and being a person who's generous with your time and just like offering help with others and that kind of thing. Tap into your own gifts and your own talents as to like how can you assist with others? How can you serve others? And, that could be in a lot of different ways. Let's see what else we have here. We have the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords can kind of be about like conflict. And I really kind of look at it as like internal conflict. It's kind of like, making sure that you don't deceive yourself in a sense with your own internal conflict. So when it comes down to like trying to figure out your life purpose, your soul purpose, um, I guess kind of look at it as, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it to the point where you wind up getting conflicted on the inside, and to the point where you wind up kind of deceiving yourself into thinking it's one thing when it's really something else. So it's just kind of about like trusting your gut, going with the flow, and that kind of thing. So just try not to get into that place. Let me pull some soul purpose cards here for you, because that might narrow it down a little bit more specific as to what those things may be. But I think that's definitely a good place to start. Let's see what we get here for BK. What is her life purpose, her soul purpose? What do we need to know? And, on top of that, you guys, if any of these messages are resonating for you too, anyone who's not, currently up and it's not their current question, definitely take whatever resonates for other people, because usually there are messages that come through that's not just for the, one person who's receiving it, but, usually other people that are in the live, in the chat, will usually resonate with it too. So we have remover of obstacles, channeling with your voice, eliminates suffering and heals blockages for yourself and others, which is so funny because like just the other night just last night, I was doing a reading for somebody else, and they had a similar question about like life purpose, and like it was like the same kind of card that came out. So there seems to be a theme going on here. But yeah, with remover of obstacles, chanting and channeling with your voice, I feel like there's something connected to your voice here that is part of your life purpose, part of your soul purpose. Our voice, the words that we use when we speak, they are containers of power, basically. So it's like when we say things, we really do create the reality that we live in. And, our words usually start off with whatever's going on our mind. So it's like our thoughts turn into our words, and our words turn into our actions, and, so on and so forth. It's like a snowball effect. But I definitely feel like your words are powerful, and you have the capability to either kind of like create or destruct when it comes down to your words. And it's true, think about it. When there's a kid that at school who gets bullied, and they're bullied by somebody's words and they feel terrible, it's those words that are pulling them down. But at the same token, you can encourage someone, and you can uplift someone, and you can tell them that they're amazing, that they're doing a great job, and that they're talented and they're gifted and all these other things. And they will soak that also in like a sponge and have a completely different type of reaction. So, I feel like you definitely have something to say. Like there's something for you to verbalize out there in your words, whether it's like, speaking it out loud or singing it or whatever the case may be. But there's definitely something that you have to say. There's definitely something that you need to get out verbally. Let's see what else we have here. Gonna find out. What else do we got for Brittany? We have Divine Feminine, honoring the ways of the sacred feminine, cycles of rebirth. So, this is just basically evidence to back up the fact that you are a divine feminine, that, you are special. You are not just, some regular average old Joe or whatever. You are unique, you are special. And not to doubt that, not to doubt your own worth and your own value, basically. And, with honoring the ways of the sacred feminine, that basically just reminds me of like what the qualities are of a divine feminine. A divine feminine is somebody who is very receptive. It's someone who's very nurturing. It's someone who is just filled with unconditional love. And I feel like you have a lot of unconditional love that you can go out there and, spread to the world basically. And a lot of that, I'm sure, can be communicated through whatever words it is that you have to speak and that you have to say. Let's see what else we have here. We have the seer, eyes that see beyond illusions. So I feel like, you are probably quite intuitive yourself, and that, you can see beyond illusions, you can see beyond lies, you can see beyond the way things appear on the surface, basically. You know that there's, a lot more going on underneath the surface. It's like, if you're looking at an iceberg, basically, there's a lot more underneath that iceberg than just, that top part of it. So I feel like you definitely know things and are aware of things. And once again, because of that, I feel like, that's stuff that you need to share and you need to communicate with the world, find a way to do it. It could be in writing, it could be in a book, it could be in a blog, it could be singing, it could be speaking, it could be, getting on YouTube and talking about it. There's so many ways that you can express it, but I feel like you definitely have a message to express some kind of truth. It could simply be out of your own story too. You could probably have a story that's very relatable that people would be able to connect to. And we have shaman. Your soul carries ancient wisdom and teachings, which makes sense because, once again, if you have all this stuff inside of you that you need to communicate, and, if you can see through the bullshit, if you can see through the lies of the way of the world and everything, once again, you got to get out there and communicate. So I feel like kind of the main point for you, BK, is you got to get out there and start communicating these truths, and, follow your emotions, follow what you love and what you're passionate about here, and start taking action. Start taking action when it comes to these things. Because, it's one thing to just sit around and think about it and talk about it, but there comes a point where there's got to be some action made. So hopefully that helps. It makes sense, but I think that's pretty cool, and I would love to see what it is that you have to say and what you would have to share in the world, basically. I think that'd be pretty awesome. All right, let's see what's happening here in the chat. Let me scroll up a little bit here. All right, and thank you, Heather, for all the support here. Hi, Suerte. Just noticed that you're here too. I love how you're like, "Hi, Heathers." Yes, there's two of us. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. See, when it's been such a synchronous weekend. You were wearing a friend's Yes, I'm wearing a friend's hoodie tonight. That's true. I am. I'm wearing my friend's hoodie. Um I told my Leo yesterday that she looks like Lisa Kudrow. That's kind of funny. Random fact, totally not related to readings at all, but I am actually related to, not by marriage, or yeah, wait, by marriage, not through blood, but by marriage. Um, Jennifer Aniston is like a long distance cousin or something like that of mine. My mom has like a second cousin or something, and her second cousin was married to her mom's sister. So he was basically like her uncle, pretty much. He's since passed away and everything, but that's just like a totally random fact. But yeah, Jennifer Aniston, by marriage at least, some kind of weird cousin connection. Anyway, oh, let's see. Let me keep scrolling here. I don't want to miss anything. Chloe, Yes, you can ask a question. The way that I'm basically taking questions is through PayPal or by Venmo. You can order either a tall, which is Oracle cards only, and that is $3, or you can order a Grande, which is tarot cards only, and that is $7, or you can order a Venti, and that's $10, and it's a combination of tarot cards and Oracle cards together. And my PayPal and Venmo information should be in the description down below, since I do not have super chats on my stuff just yet because I'm not monetized yet. But I do need to be able to kind of, even out the energy here and get some kind of even exchange, because otherwise I've been on here and done lives before where I've been on for like 4 or 5 hours doing free ones, and it is extremely draining. And I don't want to be drained, obviously. So, but everything is like $10 or under, so the pricing is pretty reasonable. That's why I kind of like arrange it like Starbucks. It's like if you can run out and spend, $5, $7, whatever at Starbucks, like it shouldn't be a big deal here. So that's why I kind of do it that way. But anywho, hi Rachel, I see you're here too. My last live reading with you really resonated with my situation. I'm still feeling a little unsure in love, wondering if I should continue this current situation or pursue other options. I'm assuming you must have sent in something. Let me double check on that, because I would love to help you if I can. Let me see if anything new has been sent in. So far, the last thing I got is from Brittany. BK, you rock, girl. I've been learning lots about crystal healing. Ooh, that's cool. And it feels right. It's beautiful confirmation that that you're on the right path. That is awesome. That's super cool. Yeah, well, if crystals is the way to go, keep going with it. Trust your gut. If that's what resonates for you, if that's what clicks for you, then by all means keep going there, because there's definitely a message that you have. So yeah, BK was the last PayPal that came in. Okay, yeah, Rachel, you did say you ordered a Venti. Did you do it on PayPal or Venmo? Let me check Venmo, because I've been refreshing. I haven't seen anything updated, but I'm double checking here. Okay, there's nothing on Venmo. Let me get out of PayPal and just reload it again. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out if your payment went through. Yeah, nothing has gone through yet. So far, it's just BK that has come through. So I'm refreshing it here. I don't know what's going on. Oh, wait. I think I got it. Hold on. Yes, now it just came through. I just got it. So must be a slight delay or something. So yeah, it's there. Don't worry about it. It's there now. All right. Let me scroll back up to your question again, Rachel, just to make sure that I know what I'm answering. Okay, you're still feeling unsure in love, wondering if you should continue this current situation or pursue other options. Okay. All right, let's see. Should Rachel continue with her current love situation, or should she pursue other options? Let's see. Yeah, it went through. I think it might have just been delayed or something. I don't know, but it went through. I only got the one payment, so we're good. We're up to par now. So it can be confusing. I understand. This is why I need to get to 1,000 subscribers, you guys, because the sooner I can do that, the sooner we don't have to deal with all this Venmo, PayPal bullshit. And then we can just do super chats, and it'll be easier for all of us. And, I would like to make that convenient for you guys as well as me. So, if you guys know of friends, who enjoy tarot readings and that kind of thing on YouTube, send them my way. Hook them up to this channel, let them know that they can find some good stuff here. So, I'm still a little teeny tiny baby channel. I got to grow. I'm hustling every day, you guys. Trying to get this out here, trying to help you guys and anybody else who needs it. So, we're working on it. But yes. But yeah, let's see what Rachel needs to know here. Does she need to pursue other options, or does she need to continue in the direction that she wants to go in? Let's see. So we have the sun. And the sun is all about illumination. It's about truths and that kind of thing. So it is an overall general good card. But since it's more so about truths and illuminating things, I feel like, and honestly, before I even pulled any card here, drew any card, the first thing just instinctively that came to my mind with your question was almost kind of like a question in return back to you is, do you want to explore other options? Because the thing is, yeah, you may be frustrated in your current situation with a current person or not. But just because you're frustrated with somebody else, are you really in the position where you're emotionally and mentally and all this other stuff ready to pursue something elsewhere? So that may be a truth that you may need to work out within yourself. Do I really want to do that? Do I want to do that because I just want to forget about that other person, because I'm frustrated, or because I genuinely, really, and truly want to be with somebody else? You kind of have to think of it that way because, and I'm just saying this speaking from my own experience, I've been there. Um, I have purposely tried to go and find somebody else and distract myself, not because I was interested in someone else and not because I even wanted anybody else. My heart wasn't even in the right place, which was why I wound up stopping myself, and which is why I decided not to pursue that situation, because my heart wasn't in the right place. And that wouldn't have been fair to myself. It wouldn't have been fair to that other person who was basically kind of an innocent bystander dealing with something that had nothing to do with them. So you kind of have to ask yourself, do you really want that? What is the truth of the situation here? What is the truth of what is in your heart? Because that's what needs to be illuminated here with the sunshine. So that's honestly the very, very first thing that kind of popped up into my mind. And I don't think there's any wrong or right answer. It just depends on the condition of your heart, basically. And if your heart is genuinely ready to move on, maybe you're not like me. And maybe you're yeah, you know what? I really do want somebody else. And that's fine. And by all means, go for that. Do that. But you just have to check your heart motive is what it comes down to. Are you really ready? Or is this just a distraction? Or is this just, trying to forget about somebody else? So you kind of have to double check that. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. But let's see what else we get here. We also have the Six of Swords, which is about, crossing the distance, crossing the body of water here, making your journey pretty much. And, whenever I see this card, especially in conjunction to a love situation, it's you have you and your person sitting here just kind of chilling out, hanging out in the boat. And then it's you have God in the back here with the oar just rowing you guys across the body of water. And, and it's a journey is the thing. It's not a sprint. It's not somewhere you're going to get to super fast. It's a marathon. It's a marathon on the water, at least in this card. But yeah, it's a journey. So, if you do choose to continue to stay in the situation that you're currently in with this other person, you have to remember that. You have to remember that this is a marathon, that you're probably not going to cross that finish line as fast and as quick as you want it to. And, if you don't want to go on this journey, then, put on your life vest and abandon ship, I guess you could say. But otherwise, continue to enjoy the ride, continue to enjoy that journey across that distance with him. So, like I said, that's kind of up to you, but I do feel like you're on a journey when it comes to that person. Um, which is not a bad thing, like the journey can actually be kind of fun, yeah, it's great to get to your destination, but it's like, have you ever been on like a road trip or something, and it's like the time on the road in a sense was almost more fun and more memorable than wherever it was that you were driving to. So you got to kind of think of the journey as that. Sometimes it doesn't have to be like this painful, horrible, awful thing. And I feel like so much of the time people make it out to be like the journey is so, oh, it's so painful, it's so terrible. People need to lighten up. They need to have a little bit more fun with it. Like, we've only got, this current lifetime that we're in right now. So why not enjoy it? Every single part of it, You also have the Two of Swords, which makes sense because, you're kind of at this crossroads yourself right now. You're kind of like, should I stick it out with this person or should I seek stuff elsewhere? You're kind of having these two different thoughts. And it's exactly what this, unicorn is doing with the two swords. And swords are all about our thoughts. So it's like you have these two different thoughts in your head right now: stick it out or go elsewhere. And, once again, you're the only person who's going to know what's best for you when it comes down to that. But you're definitely kind of like stuck, like, which way do I go? Which way do I go? So I feel like that's just kind of representing where you are right now in your head about this whole thing. And no one else can really tell you how to do that. You're going to know what's right for you better than anybody. We also have the Empress. So at the end of the day, I believe that, this is who you truly are. You are the Empress. And the Empress, she is embodiment of all the queens. She's the mother, she's the lover, she's the nurturer, she's the businesswoman. She can do it all. She can balance it all. She has it all going on. She can take care of her money. She can take care of her house, her home, her kids, the husband. She's basically like the envy of everybody because she's got it all going on. And I feel like at your core, this is who you are. And I feel like in order to discover the answer to this question that you have, you just kind of have to tap into that, like embody that inner power and that inner strength within you. And, if that inner strength within you says, I'm strong enough to walk away from the situation, then walk away and move on to somebody else. But do it because you're truly ready to and you truly want to. Um, but if you say that, you're strong enough to keep pushing through, because you have faith in this person and you have faith in your connection, then press on and push through. The only time I say it's really bad to continue pressing through in a situation with another person is basically if there's abuse, if they're this narcissistic type of person who doesn't value you at all, and there's any form of abuse, whether it's emotional, physical, mental, anything like that, then those are situations you need to get out of. But if you know that there's not abuse or anything like that in the situation, and you're just basically dealing with another human being that's broken like yourself, then it's totally up to you if you want to keep on pressing on and pushing through. When it comes to this person, you have to decide for yourself if that's, worth it for you. And like I said, there is no right or wrong answer when it comes to that. Yes, narcissistic relationships. Those are bad news. We don't like those. Definitely not. And we have death. So, death is basically about like something coming to an end, but at the same time, there being a new beginning. So I feel like there's basically death that needs to happen to your double mindedness right now, because that's kind of where you're at. You're kind of double minded. And as long as you're double minded about the situation with, one foot on one side and one foot on the other side, you're not going to go anywhere. Nothing's going to happen. You can't be lukewarm about it. You have to be either all in or all out. You have to be hot or cold, is what it comes down to. And like I said, Neither one of those answers is right or wrong. It's about doing what's best for you when it comes down to it. But as long as you're living double minded and you can't make up your mind and you're continuing to live in confusion and like deciding to not choose, not making a choice in itself is still making a choice. And it's making a choice to continue to be where you're at right now, which is stuck. And I know you don't want to do that. Like, you know, that option is not working for you. So it's time to make a decision to either continue to press forward or continue or to let go and to continue on somewhere else. Um, but either way, you know, you're going to find out what is going to be the best solution for you. Okay, let me see about some oracle cards here for you on the situation. Question is, which ones do I want to go with? Which ones shall we go with here for Rachel? Well, since it is love, we'll go with some lovey-dovey stuff here just to see what comes through. And there goes my mom's dog barking in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear her, but she's kind of loud and crazy. All right, Rachel. Let's see what we need to know here. See if we can bring any clarity for you. Let me see. I see you mentioned a few other things here. No worries. When word gets out about you being authentic, you'll grow. Oh, well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm just not sure if it's meant to be with this person. Well, like I said, this is going to come down to choices, is what it comes down to. You don't really know until you make a decision. So, you know, it's scary. I understand that. But choices is definitely a part of it here. All right. We've got isolated. I'm empty without you. So I feel like this is probably kind of a mutual thing between the two of you. I feel like, you know, you probably feel pretty isolated without him. He probably feels pretty isolated without you. So there's definitely like this overall like broken-hearted kind of vibe going on, which is why, you know, it's painful and it's making it hard to decide like which way to go pretty much when it comes to the situation. But you can't be controlled by how you feel and feeling isolated. And the truth is, a lot of people are feeling isolated right now because of the way of the world, the way it is right now with COVID and everything. So, you know, it could be isolated for multiple reasons too, not just, you know, the love stuff, but just the way the world is right now, but trying not to like let that get you down or anything. Let's see what else we have here. What else do we need to know for Rachel? We have, what have we done? Karma. So, you know, just another reason why this is challenging for you right now is you guys are working out some karma. And that's probably why it's hard to make a decision right now because, you know, that's what karma does. It makes it difficult. That doesn't mean that your relationship or your connection is of karmic nature. It doesn't necessarily mean that. You know, I feel like once again, situations that are karmic are usually, you know, they can fall into the categories of being abusive or narcissistic and that kind of thing, just unhealthy. And you'll know if something is unhealthy for you. If it's unhealthy, then yes, get out. But if you don't feel like it's unhealthy and it's more so about like you just needing to spiritually grow and, you know, become more spiritually mature and that kind of thing, and that just means that there's spiritual karma that's being worked out here. So, you know, once again, it can be really difficult. And there can be times where you're going through these dark periods. And it's funny because, you know, a lot of people talk about the dark night of the soul. And I don't believe that that happens only one time. I feel like there's like multiple dark nights of the soul that you go through in life. And it's not just connected to one person, it's not just connected to love, because I can think of many times for myself personally where I have gone through like the dark night of the soul, and it hasn't even always been connected to love. It's been for other reasons in my life too. So, you know, we all go through this, but that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with the situation. Sometimes you go through hell because something is actually right, and you're being tested and you're being challenged and everything, because you know you're being challenged to rise higher. It's kind of like the phrase new level, new devil. When you go to a new level with something, it's like, things become more challenging. It's not just going to get easier. Um, you know, as you rise higher, things can actually be more difficult because there are more responsibilities that are put on you. A lot of people don't realize that. It's kind of like famous people, for example. It's like there's always the hustle and the struggle to try and get famous. There's that part of it. And then once you hit like that peak and you break, for example, and then you get out there in the public spotlight, yeah, that's great and that's fun. But there's always going to be new people following in after you. So then you have to work twice as hard as you did when you were trying to rise up to that fame and that popularity. And you have to work even harder just to stay there. And that's true of life and love and a lot of things. So let's see what else we got here. We have ready to follow you anywhere, surrender. So I feel like your person, does want to follow you, that they do want to show up. I also feel like surrendering on both sides is something that needs to happen here, because, once again, when you're sitting in like this double-minded kind of mind frame, not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do, that's not really surrendering the situation over to God. That's not really surrendering it over to the universe and saying, hey, I trust you. And the thing is, even like, let's say you do choose wrong, for example. I don't think you will, but let's say you do choose wrong. It's not going to be the end of the world, because guess what? Here's the secret: God always finds you. Even when you fall down flat on your face, even when you make a mistake, he will always find you. He will always scoop you back up, and he will put you right back on the right track. So it's not the end of the world. It's okay if you fall. It's okay if you scrape your knee. It may hurt and it may sting in the moment, but you can get back up and you can put a Band-Aid on that and you can carry on. It's going to be fine. But the only way you're going to know is if you surrender that outcome, if you surrender the situation, and if you just start trusting. And that's what surrender is all about. It's all about trusting in your own judgment, trusting in making your own choices, trusting in God that he's going to cover you through those choices, and that even if you make a mistake, he's going to be there to help you out of it. It comes down to a lot of trust. And that's something that you kind of have to do for yourself. You can't expect God to do it for you. You can't expect readers to do it for you. You can't expect your person to do it for you, or other people that you may decide to date instead to do it for you. It's something you got to do for yourself. It's like an inner strength kind of thing. Hello, Xena. Currently I'm reading for Rachel. I'm just finishing up with her. I'm going to pull one more card for her. But if you are interested in getting a reading, just check out the description down below. All the information should be there. And we have, I wish for a fresh start. So I do believe that your person does want a fresh start with you. And I believe that you want a fresh start with him too. I think this is mutual, that there's definitely a fresh start that's needed here. I think there's a fresh start that's needed not only in your connection, kind of like pressing the reset button, basically. It's like sometimes we're all like a cable box. We all need to be unplugged for like 30 seconds and then plugged back in. But yeah, like, I feel like, he wants a fresh start. You want a fresh start. That it is safe to pursue that if that's truly where your heart is at. And if that's not where your heart is at and you want a fresh start elsewhere, that's okay too. But either way, I feel like there's definitely a fresh start that needs to happen here, that there's a fresh start that needs to happen in letting go of this double-minded mentality and making a choice and trusting that your new beginning is safe and protected and that you're going to be all good. So that's what I see happening for you here tonight, Rachel. hopefully that helps and makes sense. I know it doesn't necessarily give you the answer of like a concrete, yes, do this, no, don't do that. But, when it comes down to like the big of the big decisions, it's ultimately up to you and knowing what feels right for you. And that goes for any of us. So, anywho, let me see what else is happening here. I'm going to check the PayPal really quick. See what's going on. Refresh. Okay, so there's nobody up on PayPal. Let me double check Venmo really quick here. That's so funny. My last thing in Venmo is the fact that I paid my neighbor money to mail me stuff. Well, that's besides the point. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it's like I would like to get my stimulus, and my stimulus is in LA, and I have to wait for it to arrive into Chicago now. So, okay. Anyways, yes, hopefully that helps you out there, Rachel. Let me see if there's anything else I've missed going on. I don't think so, though. Everything's looking pretty good. You never got it. What did you never get, Heather? What did I miss here? Oh, your stimulus. Oh, stimulus checks. Yes. Well, I don't have direct deposit. So, they have to mail it to me. And I think I'm getting like actually a card, like the debit card or whatever, which is different, but check. I think there's a website that you can check, Heather, to check the status of it. Like there's a government site or something you can check. I know that for sure because that's how I checked on mine to check what was going on with it. And my neighbor's been getting my mail for me since I've been gone. So she's sending me like a whole shit ton of my mail to me because I've been gone since November. So yeah, the IRS or whatever. That's so weird. I don't know. Maybe call them if there's like a number or something to call. I know there's been a lot of people who have had that problem, but I'm sure it must still be coming because I know there's a lot of other people who have been waiting for their stimulus yet too. So, you never got your tax refund. Oh man, the government is seriously screwy, you guys. I like never get a tax refund. I'm always like paying the taxes instead because, I'm basically like my own boss, like an independent contractor. So I don't like get anything taken out of my taxes. I do pay taxes in, but whenever it's tax season, I'm still like paying them no matter what. So I never get anything back from the federal government, but I have gotten back like maybe $50 from California occasionally. I don't know, something like that. Yes, boss babe for sure. Okay, let's see here. Well, let's see if there's no other paid questions that are up right now. I can definitely do something a little collective here for you guys since there's only 8 of you in the live right now. I can do something collectively until somebody comes in. So let me just double check one more time before I do because I don't want to miss anybody who did pay. Refresh. Okay. All right. We're all good. So let's see. Let me see. What shall I go with collectively here? I could go with some tarot cards, but I think I'm going to go with something a little oracle-y. A little oracle-y. I don't even know if that's a word, but if it is, I just created it. If it's not, we're going to go with something a little oracle-y. So I know a lot of you guys are usually here for like the love stuff. So I'm just going to pull some ocean of emotion to see how the person that you are currently thinking of, to see how they may be feeling about you. So we're just going to do like a little emotion check on your person right now. See what may be going on there. See how they may be feeling at this time. We have focus. I know what I want and I can't stop until I have it. So it seems like whoever it is that you guys are probably thinking of right now, somebody is like laser focused on something. It could be things with you, but if you guys are not like in current communication or like super up on communication, they could be focused on something else too. It could be like their career or something like that. But they're definitely laser focused on something that they want, something that they desire. So, Rachel, thanks. I understand. And no problem. I do believe you will figure it out for sure. Fingers crossed it doesn't cut me off again. No, we don't want to be cut off. That's for sure. We want to be able to get our messages through loud and clear here. But let's see. Let's see what else they're feeling besides focused. They're feeling focused and fancy free. And we have, oh, well, this is good. We have healthy. I'm becoming my best self. So that could be what your person is focused on doing right now. So even if you guys are not like in super outrageous communication or anything, it may be okay because they could be focused on becoming the best versions of themselves. They could be focused on healing. They could be focused on building their empire, on just creating a good life for themselves so they can ultimately invite you in to the good life that they want to create with you. So that's definitely positive. Yes, fingers crossed for sure, Swarte. We want some good stuff to come through, but that's good so far. So I feel like they're focused on becoming healthy, becoming the best versions of themselves. And if they are, I bet it's because you guys are doing the same. Because, I know you guys are not lazy. I know you guys are always working hard and becoming like the best versions of yourself too. So that will reflect onto them. That will be a mirror to them. So I'm sure that's what's going on. We also have envy every single day. I feel, which is funny, we just had the healthy card come out and we have every single day I feel worse about myself and my choices. Well, okay. This is how I feel like this card plays in with the fact that we just had healthy and focused come out. I feel like the reason why they are feeling focused on becoming the healthiest and best versions of themselves is probably because they're watching you from a distance and they're envious of you. Like they're envious of the fact that you already do this. You already focus on becoming the healthiest and best version of yourself. And, they look at that and, you may not see yourself as somebody who has it all going on or has all of life figured out or anything. But to them, they see themselves down here and they see you up here. They have you on that pedestal. So they envy that and they want to be able to rise and meet you up on your level. So in some like envy is usually not a good thing, but in this case, I think it's actually been a positive fueling tool for them because it's making them want to become laser focused on becoming healthier and becoming better. So I mean, that's still actually a good thing. That's a positive thing. Let's see what else we got here. Yes, inspiration for sure, without a doubt. Definitely inspiration. So keep doing that. This is why I always tell you guys at the end of like every single one of my pick a cards, I always end it telling you guys to keep sparkling because you need to do that. You have something to bring to this world. You guys need to shine, radiate, sparkle, let it out there. And not just for your person, but for, anybody that you meet, anybody in life. It doesn't matter if it's friends, family, coworkers, your love interest, even if it's just the person who's, your barista at Starbucks or something, just continue to share the love and be good to others. It makes a difference. So they will recognize. They will. They definitely will. Yes, see you in the little sparkles. They will. They will recognize. I'm sure they already do. And then we have choices. I don't know which path to take. So this kind of reminds me of you, Rachel, because I know you're trying to make a decision yourself right now. But I feel like there's just this energy in the air in general, collectively, that there are a lot of choices that need to be made, that there are a lot of people who are at crossroads where they need to make decisions, where it's kind of like now or never kind of a thing. It's like either you're going to, do the thing, or you're not going to do the thing. It's like you can't just like sit there forever. A decision has to be made. So I feel like they're in the process of trying to make decisions. And I feel like it goes both ways. I feel like you guys are too. And, even if none of you guys can relate to this or resonate to this card at all, I know for at least myself personally, I definitely can, because every time I have pulled cards, even just for myself, this one comes out all the freaking time. And so I know for at least myself, I'm definitely in this position, as well as the other person I'm dealing with. We're definitely at the point of choices. Chances are you guys are too. And like I said, I feel like there's just something in the air, that this is something that's going on. So there are big decisions that are being made. And I'm not just talking about like, hey, where do you want to go to dinner kind of decisions, but it's like big life decisions, like, do I want to be with this person? Do I want to move in with this person? Do I want to move to be with this person? Like, what are you going to do? Like, what's going to happen? If you're in like a third party situation, it's like, am I going to get divorced for this person? Like a whole bunch of different things. Let's see what else we got here. We also have confident. Everything will work out for us. I just know it. So I feel like, in the process of your person being focused here, laser focused on becoming their healthiest version of themselves, it is helping them become more confident. It's helping them become more confident in themselves and their connection with you guys, and the fact that they are going to get to that place where they will move forward. I mean, Heather said it right there. They better recognize. I think they do recognize. They do. And I feel like they're in the process of gathering that confidence to step forward and to give you guys recognition on how you guys are inspiration to them. Basically, you guys are like their own little personal cheerleader, pretty much. What is it? It reminds me of like, in Bring It On, where not Kristen Dunst's team, but the other team from LA, how, they're like, in like South Central or whatever, the bad area of LA. And they're just like, we don't consider ourselves cheerleaders. We consider ourselves inspiration leaders. Like, that's what you guys are. You guys are inspiration leaders, and you're helping them become confident. And it's definitely working. It's definitely sinking through. And I am definitely losing cards here that want to slide all over this place. So let's see what else we got here. But we got some positive stuff coming in. So I like that. I like to see the positive stuff. And it's even cooler when there is like a small group like there is right now for you guys, because that means that like it's pretty narrowed down. It is. It's pretty narrowed down. So that's definitely a positive. Anyone else buffering? I had to get out. Everything's okay with me. I haven't frozen at all. So, yeah, Suerte's doing good, so that's good. Hopefully you stay all right there, Heather, and hang in. Most importantly, hopefully I don't freeze up, because if I freeze up, then you all lose me. We lose the whole thing. It's buffering for Seawind too. That's so weird. Everything's okay on my end, so fingers crossed. We need to get some of the inspiration going here with the internet. We need some like internet fairies here to bless the connections, please. Okay, let's see what else we got here. We have deceive. I've been lying to myself and you. So I feel like up until this point, you guys, they have been lying to themselves and they've been deceiving themselves. So it's like if they do have times where they come across cold and, they're like not returning your text messages or ghosting you or whatever the case may be, it's not because of you, it's because of them. It's because, you know, they know deep down inside they have those feelings, they care and everything, but they try to ignore it. They try to just push it down. They're just like, "Oh, it doesn't mean anything. It's not a big deal, whatever it is." So they wind up lying to themselves. They're just like, "I'm just going to go over here and I'm just going to, do my own business, do my own thing, whatever the case may be." And because they can't be honest with themselves, naturally, they can't necessarily be honest with you. So they got to get honest with themselves first. But I do feel like that's one of the more unhealthier aspects of things that they have been dealing with. But I do feel like that is in the process of transforming right now. That they're having no choice but to have to deal with their own truths rather than to continue lying to themselves. That card came out in my reading last week. Yeah, I mean, I've noticed that they're just like, there's some cards that just they like to continue to come out, and they're going to continue to do that, at least as long as like the energies are staying in that area, staying in that department, that's for sure. But let's see what else we got here. We also have open. I'm afraid of opening my heart again. So, once again, if they're deceiving themselves, I feel like they deceive themselves a lot of the times out of fear, generally because they probably had their heart broken before in the past. They probably have had their own dysfunctional relationships that, have nothing to do with you. And they've been, deceived by other people, lied to, been in toxic relationships, whatever the case may be. And, when they've been through that and when they haven't properly healed either, it makes it really hard for them to open up with you. And then, they wind up deceiving themselves, basically, which is why they need to become healthier in these areas, which, like I said, I feel like they are working on that. But obviously, it's going to take some time. They probably have guarded hearts, which is understandable. We've all been there. These things take time. It's kind of like dealing with like a timid little puppy or something. You go to the pound and you rescue a dog, and maybe the dog was like abused and on the streets for a period of time, and they're not just going to automatically warm up to you and come to you. There may be certain things you can do to help that puppy, like, give it a treat and talk calmly to it. And there are certain ways that, you touch a dog too, like, it's better to, put your hand underneath their face rather than on top. Because if you do it on top, they think that you're going to go and like grab them or something. But if you do underneath, they can see like where your hand is going and what you're doing. So there are certain techniques, like with a dog that has been through the ringer, that you can do to help gain their trust. And I feel like that's what you guys are kind of dealing with. You're dealing with these poor, unfortunate little pound puppies that need a little bit of love and assurance, and you have to go slow with them. You can't just like pick them up and smother them and say, "My dog." You can't just do that. You're going to scare them. You have to, take it easy and go in and be just like, "Hi, little puppy. Like, it's okay. I love you." So, yeah. My Leo's been cheated on multiple times. Oh, that's terrible. Like I don't understand. Like, I don't understand people who cheat. I really don't. It's like, if you don't want to be with somebody anymore, then just be honest with that person and say, "Hey, let's break up because I want to go off and be with this person." It's still going to hurt. It's still going to be painful, but at least you have the gift of honesty in that, not deception and all this other stuff. So I don't understand people who cheat at all. It's ridiculous. It sucks because sometimes they'd compare the next person to their past. Yeah, that happens a lot. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to the new person. It's not fair to any of that. So, yes, healing will come by standing when we'll be ready. Yes, for sure. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that old school song, like from 20 years ago by the girl group Dream. This Is Me. And, it's all about like, she's telling the guy, like, that was her, this is me. We're as different as can be. She and I are nothing are alike. You're comparing day and night kind of a thing. So it's like the same kind of thing. We also have beauty. Your natural beauty takes my breath away. So, even through all the fears and doubts and insecurities that they have and all the pain that they have experienced, they do acknowledge that you're beautiful. They do see that. They do know that about you. And I feel like that's not just physically, but I feel like they know that your soul is beautiful, that you have a beautiful heart, that you have a beautiful mind, that you're just beautiful as a whole, and that they do want that. And I feel like because they see that beauty and they acknowledge that beauty and they know that beauty inside of you, that's one of the reasons why they themselves hold on, why there's that, energetic click and that energetic bond that's always there, because, they can't resist it, is what it comes down to. So, yes, inspirational and beautiful. Own it, you guys. Own it. It's a difficult world out there. It's a world where, they're going to try and convince you that you're not beautiful. So own it. You are beautiful. Like what Christina Aguilera says. You are beautiful in every single way. So yeah, just remember that you're beautiful. And we have empathy. I feel your pain more than you know, empathetic. So once again, you guys definitely, basically share the same brains pretty much. You're on the same wavelength. So whatever you feel, they feel, whatever, you guys feel this. Oh my gosh, now my phone is going off. I'm sorry if you're hearing like craziness. My phone is just going off all of a sudden, like, hello, look at me. And it's not PayPal. But anyways, yes, I feel like you guys are definitely on the same wavelength there and definitely connected. Let me go to a different deck. Move those out of the way. I know. Let's see what they want to say to you. Let's see what they want to say. Let's get some like actual messages from them of what they want to say. So we'll do some of those. Let's see. What do they actually want to say? If they were here, right now, and wanted to verbalize something to you guys, what would they want to say? Let's find out. We just had 2 flip out right there. So we'll take these 2. Okay. I made a wish and you appeared. So I feel like, like even though they may have been through stuff and they may have been hurt or cheated on, like what happened with Suerte's person, they do still want love. They do still want like a connection with someone. They want, companionship and everything, and sometimes it's like we can make a wish for someone and not even realize that we're wishing for that person. It's like you could be sitting there and you could, like, let's say you're not even like attached to somebody as of the moment emotionally or anything. Like, let's say you're as single as a Pringle, basically single as can be. And let's say you want to be in a relationship, you want to be with somebody. So you sit there and you pray and you're just like, God, like, bring me whoever it is that, you feel is the best person for me, bring me some jingle bells from my phone. Bring me like my perfect match, basically. Bring me my heart's desire. You don't even know necessarily what that is, but you pray that prayer and then you don't know what you're asking for, because then God brings you that person and then it's like, whoa, your whole life just kind of like goes a little crazy. But I feel like they probably made that prayer and they didn't know what they were asking for when they asked for that, pretty much. But they definitely did make a wish for you and didn't realize what they were asking for. Then we have, I want you. So there's definitely a desire here. There's passion, there's heat. So there's definitely that physical desire there too, for sure, which, makes sense. There that should be there. All the emotional stuff and all the mental stuff is great. But if you're not physically attracted to someone, what you have is a friendship, not a romance. So clearly they have that romantic connection to you. They definitely feel that way for you guys. Let's see what else they want to say. They also say, getting these cards all flipped upside down, you are my future. So that's definitely a good thing. So they do see a future with you, even if it seems like, there is no future as of the moment. It feels like maybe the future is far away or something like that. They do feel like there's a future with you. They do think of you when it comes to the future. Even if they don't think about the future often, I feel like when they do, you are a part of that. They do consider that. So, yeah, it is beautiful. These are good things. So definitely receive it, you guys, and trust it. Trust what comes through, because that's going to help too. It's like one thing if you take in the message and then you're like, "Oh, that's great. That's awesome." And then after that, you're like, "Oh, I'm going to worry and doubt again." It kind of like cancels everything out that you're trusting. So just continue to trust, continue to have faith and trust. And I'll tell you guys something. Before I ever started doing readings, before I even started like watching readings, when my particular person like returned into my life, I didn't understand anything at all. There's a lot I still don't understand in that situation, but my best friend, who is, not a reader or anything like that herself, but she's just an intuitive person, she kept telling me over and over again, Heather, have faith and patience, faith and patience, faith and patience, faith and patience. And honestly, that has been like my personal mantra through this entire thing. And I feel like those really are kind of like the key words to this whole thing is faith and patience, pretty much. Yeah. Sorry, showering and listening. That's why it's not too active in the chat right now. So good messages. That's okay. Hey, that's totally fine. That's awesome that you're even hanging in there when you're showering and stuff. So, thank you, Heather. I really appreciate that. I just appreciate your support in general. I'll have to I got to go into my studio in order to figure it out, but I'll have to put you down as a moderator or something. I got to figure all that stuff out. So I got to sit down and kind of run through my analytics at some point anyways. So, but yes, faith and patience. Seriously, it has been the thing. And those are two of the hardest things to do. And also, this is why I've never prayed for patience, you guys. Like for years and years and years, I was so against praying for patience because, I would always hear about people, asking for patience, or they'd be like, "Oh God, make me a more patient and understanding person." And I'd be like, "I'm not doing that. I'm not asking to be more patient," because you know what happens when you pray for patience? You're not given patience. You're given opportunities to be patient about. And that's why I never prayed for it. And now it's come back and it's bitten me in the ass, because now God is like, you didn't pray for patience, but I'm going to force you to do it now. So now I'm kind of paying for it. And I was like, oh, gee, maybe I should have prayed for it then. Maybe then it wouldn't be as bad as how it is now. But, oh, that's cool. Seawin's in the car. That's so crazy. You guys are all in different places doing different things. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see what else we got. We have I'm learning my lessons, which makes sense because, they do seem to be laser focused on becoming healthy and getting better and that kind of thing. They're probably learning their lessons as well about not just staying in those icky places of feeling hurt and abandoned and all that other stuff, if they have been cheated on or abused or any of those other things from the past. So they're definitely learning how to become, once again, those better versions of themselves. Let's see what else we have here. And I don't know for sure, you guys, but I'm thinking maybe I might start doing Wednesday nights live as well. Probably not for this week. This week it'll still be like Friday as normal, but I'm thinking maybe of doing Wednesdays in the future. So we'll see. I'm still trying to figure some of those things out, trying to balance some things out here schedule wise. Because I also want to still like, upload plenty of like pick a cards and stuff too for you guys. But we'll see what happens. And we have I was born to be with you. So yeah, I feel like this person definitely knows that, this is a divine connection, that there is, an infinite forever kind of connection here. And instantly when I think of this card, I think of like that Britney Spears song, I was born to make you happy, like I was born to be with you kind of a thing. Which reminds me, I should pull one of my song cards because I haven't pulled one of those in a long time. And I don't think I've ever pulled one in a live before. Where are my song cards? So, my song cards are, if I can find them, I know I took them out. At least I think I did. Oh, here they are. My song cards, they're basically all they're all written on just like this blank deck here, and they're songs that I basically channeled myself and just like wrote them on these blank cards. And I'm just gonna shuffle these up here and see like if your person had a song dedication that they wanted to give you right now. If they had one that they had to give you, if you were to turn on the radio and there'd be like a song dedication, let's see what they would want to dedicate. Let's see what they would want to say to you song wise. Let's see what comes through here. So we have Escape by Enrique Iglesias. You can run, you can hide, but you can't escape my love, which is true. And I feel like a lot of the times, they're the ones who are running, like they're the ones who are trying to escape. But, I feel like it goes both ways. Sometimes, there are ways I feel like we probably try and run too and try to like, want to just like get out of it and deny the connection as well. So I feel like it goes both ways. There are times where we want to escape, there are times where they want to escape. But either way, it's bottom line is it doesn't matter who's trying to do the escaping. It's a connection that neither party can basically escape. You can run, you can hide, but I can't escape your love. Let me see. Let me see. Anything else I should pull right now for you guys? How long have I been on? An hour and 17. That's not bad. I wish we could all get together and do a mini potluck since we're all here. That would be so cool. That would be amazing. Virtual food. That would be pretty awesome. Yeah, that would be really cool. Let's see what else. Let me see. What other cards do I want to pull for you guys? And if nobody else is coming in for like a paid reading, let me just double check on PayPal really quick, make sure I haven't missed anything. Yes, there's nothing new there. So if there's nothing new coming in on a paid reading, you guys, I think I'm just going to pull a couple more cards from another deck and then probably just like wrap it up since I've been on here for like an hour already. And we've already got some great messages that have been coming out. Let me get a few more messages from your person, you guys, but from a different deck. But there's still messages from your person just to see if they have anything else they want to say. Let's see what comes through here. Just because I feel like you guys need to hear some stuff. You guys need to hear that everything's all good. Everything's going to be all good. Trust, have faith, faith and patience, faith and patience. It's so important. All right. So let's see. You guys got, ooh, well, this is sensual. I want to taste you to savor you. So once again, there's definitely some desire happening here, some fire and some passion. So there's definitely still that physical connection that is definitely very much so in tune there. So we got that one coming through. Let's see what else we got. I have my responsibilities, which I feel like kind of ties into I am I am learning my lessons. So I feel like I have my responsibilities and I am learning my lessons kind of tie in together. Um, so, basically, whatever other shit they have going on that they have to take care of in their neck of the woods, in their life, in their world, I feel like they're really working hard at trying to get their life together. So it's like maybe if they're not so great off financially, I feel like they're trying to, get on their feet financially. If they're, committed elsewhere, like in a relationship with somebody and they don't want to be in that relationship anymore, I feel like they're trying to, be responsible and do like the decent thing to find a decent way out of it, to not just go off and cheat or something like that, but, to be like the decent stand up person and find a way to like end the situation properly with proper closure. So it's like, wherever it is that there's unfinished business, I feel like they're trying to take care of that and they're trying to take care of those responsibilities in integrity, basically, and in a way that's right, which is, what you would want them to do anyways. You wouldn't want them to be like shady and deceitful and not take care of things that they shouldn't be taking care of, that kind of thing. We've also got, I love your smile. So that's sweet. They do love your smile. They do definitely think you're very pretty, which makes sense. We did have that beauty card come out earlier, so they probably think your smile is very beautiful. And we have, now that I see you, everything is different. So I feel like when you came into this person's life, you were kind of like a catalyst for them to change, but to change for like the better so they can become the best versions of themselves. So it's like when you came into their life, you were like lightning coming down into their life or like an earthquake or something. You totally just like shook up their life, you rattled it up and everything and changed it in ways that they probably didn't see coming. And I feel like that's a mutual thing. I feel like when they came into your life, it was like the same kind of thing. You were just like, whoa, like, where did this come from? Like, I wasn't expecting to have these kinds of feelings. It's almost like it's the kind of feelings where it's like that's where the phrase feeling some type of way comes in, because there's just no way to describe it. There are no words, is what it comes down to. There are no words. It's not just, hey, I kind of like you. It's like, I feel some type of way because I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to describe this. And we have I'm not worthy, which reminds me very much of that envy card. Where is that card? I literally just saw it. Well, it's in here somewhere. Where are you? Yeah, it reminds me of the envy card where it's like they're trying to put you on a pedestal here and they feel like they don't measure up to that. So I feel like that's just kind of an emphasis on that where they're feeling not worthy. Let me see. I know what cards I want to pull. I want to pull for you guys. I got cards going all over the place here now. No, not that deck. Yes, this deck. Okay. I'm going to pull a few divine time cards for you guys. So maybe we can get like a gauge on what we can expect timing wise in the future. Because, it's good to hear all these messages, of course, from your person. It's good to kind of do like a little check-in on how they may be feeling, which is great too. But, it's good to know a little bit of timing here as well. So let's see about timing. Let's see what we can expect coming up. When can we expect things to start to come together, to like actually hear communication from this person or have forward movement happen with this person. So it's like we're not just sitting here talking about it, speculating when things are going to happen, but what can we expect here? When are we going to see things move forward? Some kind of action, something happening in the physical, not just stuff happening in the spiritual. So, and we have Elizabeth who just got a Grande. All right, Elizabeth. Well, you know what, you guys? I will come back on the divine time after I take Elizabeth, since she did just pay. And I was just doing, something here collectively for everyone who's in here. But I am still going to do a few divine time cards after Elizabeth's. Let me double check to see you here in the Grande. All right. I just have to wait for it to pop up on PayPal. I think PayPal's been a little sluggish here tonight with the payments, so just hang in there. And hello, Amaze. I just noticed that you were here too. Welcome, welcome. And Elizabeth would like to know what he felt when he saw you today. Oh, well, that's awesome that he saw you. That's always a good thing right there. So let me, I'm going to get out of PayPal really quick and reload it just to make sure it's there. It's annoying how it takes a few minutes. Takes a few minutes of time. Because I think Rachel's was a little sluggish tonight too when she ordered her Venti. I'm reloading. I'm sure it came through. Like I said, I just need to make sure it actually went through before I get started on pulling cards. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull a couple of the Divine Time Oracle cards while I wait for the payment to go through. But I do have you in mind here, Elizabeth. I do see your question. I do want to answer it. I just got to wait for this payment to go through to make sure it showed up. And I don't want to just sit here on camera, just constantly refreshing. When I know there's other people waiting here just to, hear some kind of message. So let me pull a couple cards and then I'll try refreshing it again. But let's see from the Divine Time Oracle if we got anything here and when we can see movement in the physical. Seems like there's already movement happening there for Elizabeth, considering she saw him today, which is awesome. But let's see for the rest of us when we can expect something in the physical. We have, in the light of sun, it will be done, summer. So it seems like this summer, there's going to be some stuff coming in. There's going to be definitely some forward movement with stuff. And considering it says it will be done, I feel like that's more than just, oh, hey, they texted, or, oh, hey, they actually reached out and said something. I feel like it's like bigger movement than just like a small thing. It's kind of like, if you do want to be in a relationship with this person, it may actually be complete, basically be done by summer, like getting to that point. Let's see what else we got here. What else do we need to know timing wise? And I just did like a huge timing reading that I uploaded last night, you guys, about when will your dreams come true? And that could be any dream. It could be love. It could be your career. It could be, whatever. But when will your dreams come true? So that I just uploaded last night, you guys. And if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and pick a card, pick a pile, and you can probably find out more stuff there too. And we have, it's going to be longer. The wait will make you stronger. So I feel like basically what this card is saying, and I feel like the lighting is super crappy to see this card, but it's kind of a dark card. But I feel like basically what this card is saying is, right now it is January, obviously, and the summer is kind of a ways away. So, if we're talking like June or something like that, that is a little bit of a wait. It can go by quickly, depending on your mindset, but considering it does say the wait will make you stronger, I'm sure there's a lot of us who would like to see that happen a lot sooner. But the time that you're waiting right now from January until the summer, it's basically going to make you stronger, that there is a purpose in it. If it's not happening in this moment right here right now. And I just saw my phone light up, so I bet that was the payment going through. So I'm going to double check on that right now. Refresh. Yes, there you are, Elizabeth. It went through. So I do feel like PayPal is being a little pokey tonight, but it is working. It's still doing its job. It's just a little slow. All right, so let's see for Elizabeth. Let's see how he felt when he saw you today. I love how Heather's like, yay, Elizabeth, with the little party hats and everything. Yes, that's a good thing, you guys. Like, definitely celebrate each other's victories, because it's like every time you celebrate somebody else's victory, it brings you like another step closer to your own. Never be jealous or envious just because, somebody else like makes progress, like talking with their person or getting into union with their person or whatever the case may be. That doesn't help you at all. So definitely always feel good and happy and lift others up and celebrate in other people's joys. And then people will be there to celebrate with you when you're in a good place too. But let's see what we need to know here for Elizabeth. How is he feeling after seeing her today? So we have the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords is basically about being at rest. It's about being relaxed, because this unicorn, is laying down, kind of chilling out. It has this sword here that it has laid down in front of it. It's basically laid down its sword. It's kind of like laying your guard down in a sense. It's like letting your guard down a little bit, opening up, being a little bit more vulnerable. So I do feel like seeing you was beneficial for him today. I feel like it definitely helped him bring his guard down a little bit. And it made him feel relaxed. It made him feel chill. He doesn't feel like any anxiety or any stress or anything like that. I feel like he felt like he was very comfortable being around you. Let's see what else we have. And I think there's like another PayPal or something that just went through, but I'll look at that after Elizabeth's reading. Let's see what else we need to know about how he felt today. We have death. So don't be scared just because it's death. I don't feel like the death is a bad thing or anything like that. But I do feel like with the death card here, I feel like it's transformation is what it comes down to. So kind of whatever it was that was happening before he saw you, like if things weren't so great, if things weren't going so well, I feel like that basically, kind of came to an end, and there's like a new beginning in when he saw you. And I feel like it was a positive, thing, whatever that was, because he is at rest basically here. So I feel like, seeing you was helpful to him. It helps him in just like transformation pretty much, because that's what death can be all about. It can be all about transformation. Let's see what else we need to know, though. How else is he feeling? We've got, the Knight of Wands. So, and not only was he feeling relaxed around you, but I feel like he really wanted to like come towards you in a fiery and passionate way, because that's how the Knight of Wands is. The Knight of Wands, pursues, but, not only like pursues and takes action in not just any old fashion, but in a way that is full of desire and full of, passion and that kind of thing. So he definitely like feels very like drawn to you. He feels very like there's a magnetism there to you. So he definitely felt pulled in. So that's definitely a good thing. He was feeling that way. So at rest and passionate. So all good things he's feeling here. That's very positive. Let's see how else he was feeling. Ooh, this was like the best card to get so far. The Four of Wands, 11-11 union. So I do feel like that was on his mind when he saw you today. I feel like he definitely felt happy. He felt filled with joy and love. And even if that didn't come up, even if it wasn't about like, hey, let's be together forever or anything like that in the conversation, it was on his mind. And I feel like it's still on his mind, even after the fact, even after seeing you. So I feel like he's definitely thinking that. So, seeing you, it only, perpetrated good things inside of him. I feel like if anything, seeing you put him in this place of, feeling transformed in his mind and his emotions and gave him rest. It gave him peace. So if there was any anxiety, if there was any stress that he was dealing with before he saw you, I feel like that definitely melted. And he felt very fiery, very passionate, definitely wanted to come your way. He feels like that physical desire for you. And you put all that together with the physical, the emotional, the mental, and it makes him want to have that Four of Wands 11-11 union with you. He definitely desires having more, like having that commitment, going there, going to that level. So I would say overall, what he felt seeing you today was very good, very positive. So I don't think you have anything to worry about. I think that, your presence was definitely a good influence on him today. So whatever it is you're doing, keep doing it. That's for sure. So hopefully that helped. I'm going to check the old PayPal here because I think another notification came in. Let me refresh it. Oh, oh, that's weird. Elizabeth, it went through twice. So I think you must have like sent it in twice. I'm gonna refund you one of these, okay? Because it went through twice. Which is weird. Yeah, because your name is there twice with the $7 each time. Um, so just a heads up, you guys, if you do something through PayPal and if it takes a few minutes to go through, like don't send it right away. Don't send a second one right away. Give it a few minutes just to make sure that it actually goes through because it did go through. It's been slow. So let me issue a refund for you on the second one. Continue. I've never done. There we go. Okay. I think we're good. All right. There we go. So Elizabeth, you're all good. I sent you a refund for the second one. I mean, unless you needed like another question or something, but yeah. So that's all taken care of. Anywho, I'm gonna pull a few more from the Divine Time Oracle. Wait, did I? Why am I seeing like I'm seeing like 3 now from Elizabeth? What is going on here? PayPal is getting all weird and crazy. I'm so confused. I just want to make sure people aren't sending more money than necessary. Let me look at my transactions here. Yeah, there's like Elizabeth, did you do this more than did you try to send the payment like several times in a row? Because I think I just got another one from you. There's like 3 of them in here now. How many times did you do that? Um, Thank you, ladies. I'm really looking forward to reconciliation, but I'm giving him space and time. I was very happy to see him and I felt all these butterflies. Well, yay, that's good. I feel like he probably felt them too, especially with those cards that came out. I don't see how he could not have. Um but yeah, just take your time. I do feel like reconciliation is in the works, just enjoy those butterflies in those moments when they happen. Like that's the important thing. Like live in those moments because it's just like when you do have reconciliation, like that's going to be that. Like you're never going to go back to how it was before. And it's kind of like, think of it kind of like Christmas time. Christmas Day is great and we love it and everything, but there's something to be said about like the lead up to Christmas. There's something to be said about Advent season, that time of waiting, that anticipation. And sometimes there's something that is nice and to be treasured just about that time of anticipation. It's kind of fun and exciting. So it's like, enjoy that season of the Advent season of your relationship, of your reconciliation. Enjoy that anticipation of it because once it happens, like, that's it. The anticipation is over. You'll be in a whole other different season, which will be great, and something else that's going to be completely different to enjoy. But the anticipation part, at least, will be done. Um, I tried a few times. I'm thinking it was my app. Okay, let me just double check and make sure I've only got one $7 from you because I don't want you to send me like 77777 like a million and one times. Okay. I think I got it right now because there's 3 of them that are there. Just so you know. Here, I'm gonna try and show it to you without like showing everybody else's stuff. But this is all you, Elizabeth, just so you know. So the top one is the refund that I just sent you. The middle one is the second one that you sent, but it does say refunded on that second one. Ah, the lighting is weird. There we go. And then the bottom one is like the first one that you sent. So, yeah, so just so you know, that's what I see. But I think I got it right because the top one is my refund to you. The second one is the one that you sent to me, but it says refunded. And then there's the last one, which I think is like the one that is your actual paid for one. So I think we're good. I think we're right. It's confusing, but yeah, just a heads up for anybody who has done any payments on PayPal, from here on out. Um, Give it a few minutes. Be patient. This is part of where that patience thing comes in. For any of you guys, be patient. Give it a few minutes for the payment to go through. I'm sure it will. And if it doesn't, of course, then we'll try again. If it doesn't work, I will always refund you anything that goes through more than once. But you know, we'll get it all figured out. Like I said, you guys, this is all the more reason I need to get to those 1,000 subs so that way then we can do super chats and we don't have to deal with this bullshit anymore and it'll be much more straight and narrow with that. All right, I'm going to pull a few more from the divine time just so we can see when stuff is going to be happening here in the physical for us, you guys, with what's going to be happening when things are going to move forward. Uh-oh, I think there's another PayPal that went through. I hope it's not another one from Elizabeth being just like, here's another $7. I'm going to double check. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of scared. Is my PayPal going to explode? What's going on? It's like, what's happening? Oh no, it's Forte. Okay, well, Suerte, you sent me $5, which is technically not one of them. But what did you order? I just wanted to make a donation because your readings are nice as always. Oh, thank you, Swerte. I really appreciate it. I'll pull a couple oracle cards for you just because that's very sweet. Let me see. Let me pull a couple oracle cards for Swerte just because. Just because. Let's pull a couple moonology cards for you just to see what you may need to know in general. So yeah, but I definitely appreciate the donation. I always appreciate that, you guys. So let's pull a couple moonology cards for Swerte. What does Swerte need to know? Just in general, what's going on here? I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. You know, I know we're a small group, but we're small and mighty, right? So we are fearsome and fearless. So you've got nothing will come of the situation, void course moon. So I feel like if there's anything that you're worried about or concerned about, not to worry, not to stress, because nothing is going to come of anything that is negative or upsetting to you or stressing you out, basically. So don't give anything power in your life that you don't need to be giving power to you at all. So, oh, you got 2 refunds. All right. Well, whatever works, you know. As long as we're squared away. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. PayPal is getting crazy. And I know that some people have been having like buffering issues too and everything. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the internet. Just as long as I myself am not the one who go out, because if I do, then that's it. Then the whole thing is over. And that's what happened last time. But I think it was kind of like God's way of kicking me off, because I was seriously like PMSing so bad on Friday, you guys. Like my head was hurting and I was like, I physically am dying right now, but I'm going to push through it. And God was like, no, you're not. You have a headache. You need to stop. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll relax. I guess I'll chill out. But I try to press through anyways, because that's just who I am. It's what I do. All right. We also have it's time to release negativity, which I feel like totally piggybacks here on nothing will come of the situation. So nothing will come of anything that's negative. You need to release anything that's negative. So, really kind of check it out for yourself in your own life, what it is that, maybe kind of setting you back into kind of like a funky place or whatever. Let go of it. Stop holding on to it. You don't need it. Ain't nobody got time for that. So let's see what else we got here for Suerte. We have communication is key, new moon in Gemini. So it definitely seems like there is some communication that needs to be made here. It could be dealing with your person, but if there's somebody else in your life that maybe some things needed to be sorted out with, it could be that person that there needs to be communication with. But either way, yeah, it's true. Communication is the key to making any relationship work, whether it's, a coworker you need to sort something out with, or a situation in love, or a friend or a family member. If communication isn't there, you can't expect the relationship, the connection to be successful. So, really check to see where there is that you may need to communicate with somebody. Especially if it's like a personal connection, that's always like a good opportunity to look into like the 5 love languages, because that's basically a way of communicating through love. And we all kind of like receive and express that in different ways when it comes down to those 5 love languages. I've been getting missed calls from my friend recently, so I'll call him back later. Yeah, well, if that's who you need to communicate with, then I guess so. Then you know who to call. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node. So some of that negativity could even be connected to the past, stuff that needs to let go, stuff that, where nothing is going to come of that situation, basically. So anything from the past, that is negative that could be holding you back, because that's usually where negativity extends from. It's usually stuff that is hidden from our past that we don't realize is kind of like weighing us down and bothering us. And, it could be the distant past. It could be the recent past. It could be stuff that happened from your childhood. It could be stuff that happened yesterday. Maybe someone cut you off in traffic. It could be anything. Let's see what else we got. We have a new start is coming, new moon. So that's always exciting. I feel like once, whatever it is that may be something negative that could be holding you back a little bit from the past, I feel like once you put that away, once that's done, once you let that go, a new beginning will be in store for you, and a positive new beginning. Like that's usually what new beginnings are. They're positive, they're good things. It's kind of like a refresh, a reset on things to make things better. So that's definitely good. Let me get one more for you, Suerte. We have you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. So if you have been concerned about anybody in your life, friend, family, lover, or otherwise, you don't need to worry. Your connections with your people are divinely protected. They're taken care of. There is a hedge of protection around them spiritually. So, it doesn't matter if you're concerned about like their well-being physically or emotionally or whatever the case may be. They're going to be okay. They're in God's hands. He has them. He's going to protect them and make sure that they're okay. So, no worries. Hakuna Matata, basically. Hakuna Matata, as Timon and Pumbaa would say from The Lion King. You're very welcome. Yeah, no stress. Hakuna Matata, it means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. So yes, Hakuna Matata, you guys. Definitely. Gotta go with some good old-fashioned Disney advice there. All right, I'm going to pull a few more of these Divine Time cards, get back on our timing record. And we're almost at 2 hours, and I don't think if there are any more PayPals or Venmos. I think I'm going to wrap it up after I pull a couple more Divine Time cards, you guys. Let me just double check here really quick, since it's a pretty chill Monday night, and that's totally fine. So yeah, I think that's it. There's nobody else coming in for paid readings. So yes, Hakuna Matata. I love it. Love those emojis for sure. Disney is the best. Disney movies are the best. Oh my gosh, you guys, like that would be amazing. Could you imagine if they made like a Disney tarot deck? I would love that. I would be all over that. Oh, I miss Disneyland. The Southern Californian in me really misses Disneyland. And it's been closed since March. But, oh well. And they just canceled the annual pass program too. So that makes me sad as well. But okay. Let's see. Anything else we need to know timing-wise? We have stop and look around. All you want will be found. So I feel like this is basically a hint to you guys, when it comes down to signs, synchronicities, any clues, any evidence that you need just in order to like get through and have faith and patience and confidence and all the other kind of stuff. Pay attention because you're definitely getting signs and syncs, and the universe, God, he's definitely like sending signals out there to you. And sometimes it may not always be the most obvious. Sometimes it can be pretty subtle, but they're definitely there. So I feel like there's definitely hints that are being dropped to you, and probably your person too. It's probably actually easier for you guys to pick up on those signs than they are, but yes, hopefully soon, and no contact currently. Well, that's what we're hoping for. We're hoping for something here to happen in the physical. We did get the summertime as like big stuff happening. Let's see if anything else is going to happen before the summer. or just anything else that we need to know, period. We have something sweet or something sour is coming for you within the hour. Trick or treat. So this could kind of be taken in a couple of different ways. Well, first of all, it's saying, something sweet or something sour is coming for you within the hour, which implies that something could be happening like soon. It may not necessarily be like right down to the hour, but it could be like within the next few hours or in the next day or so. There could be something that could happen. I don't feel like it's going to be like a major thing, like a huge thing, but there could be a little teeny tiny thing, maybe like a little clue or a little hint. It, could be a text or something like that. But I do feel like there may be something that may be coming along. And I feel like how you interpret it is going to determine whether you see it as like a good thing or a bad thing, because it's saying it could be sweet or it could be sour. And I feel like that's all basically upon interpretation. And then, with trick or treat, that could also be talking about like Halloween, that something could be happening around Halloween. But I don't feel like you guys are going to have to wait all the way until Halloween, because we did get the summer card that came out first. And I feel like that was more about like big stuff. So I feel like it's probably more so the fact that maybe like a little teeny tiny thing may happen, within like the next day or so kind of thing. But once again, I think it's going to be all about interpretation. I honestly feel like it's going to be more of like a social media thing. Like they may say or do something online, which is where it could be like open for interpretation. Like whatever it is that they say or do, you could take it as like a good thing or you could take it as a bad thing. So it just kind of depends on interpretation as to how you perceive it, kind of a thing. Let's see what else we got. We have, it's time for a break. How are you even awake? So I feel like this card is basically saying you guys not to burn out. So in the meantime, while you're busy hustling, taking care of yourself, working on yourself, don't be like so overly involved with like working on yourself that you never have fun, in a sense, because it's like sometimes we can get like so wound up in like self improvement that it's like you can actually get burned out on self improvement. And self improvement is a wonderful thing. It's a great thing. It is something that we should all be doing. But at the same token, you got to allow room for yourself to kind of just like mess up sometimes and make mistakes. Like that's another way you improve, is by making mistakes. So, don't be like so harsh and don't be critical on yourself. Just kind of like relax and enjoy a little bit and kick back. And yeah, I feel like you guys just may need a little bit of a break. Don't get on like spiritual overload or spiritual burnout. Because I know like some people, they get like super heavy duty on like the 5D thing, for example, and it's like some people just kind of live there. They just kind of live in like the 5D, and that's personally not me. Like I'm not a person who is just going to like live this other existence in the 5D, because it's just like, yes, we are spiritual beings at our core, but and right now we live in a body, is the bottom line. We do live in this world. We are a part of this world. And granted, we don't necessarily have to be like in and of this world, but we should still like enjoy the human experience and partake in it. And sometimes that means just like chilling out and taking a break and just being a human and not being like overly spiritualized about things. Don't forget, ladies, plenty of breaks and rest is also a form of self-care. That is very true. Yes, pamper yourself. And I know that like with COVID and stuff going on right now, like going to get like your hair and your nails and like a facial and all this other stuff may not necessarily be realistic, but it doesn't have to be that. You could just like take a bubble bath or something, have a day. Like honestly, like the best day for me of like self-care is basically just like sitting there and watching Netflix or something and just like being in my pajamas all day. Like that alone is self-care. It's like, oh, sweatpants. Sweatpants are amazing. Um, I'm gonna pull one last divine time oracle card, and then I think PayPal lit up again. So I'm gonna double check on that and see what's going on. But this is gonna be the last divine time oracle card to see what we need to know about the timing. And we have, you're gonna be shocked. Stop staring at the clock. So I feel like that's the most important thing, period, when it comes down to timing, you guys. Um, like, even if something is going to happen this summer, for example, or at any other given point in time, the most important thing when it comes down to timing is to not become attached to it, because these are just like kind of temporary markers in the moment right now based upon the current energy. But energy is always changing, it's always shifting, it's always moving, it's always doing something new and different. So um with that said, um you can change that card that came out. Where is it? You can change this card about stuff happening during the summer. If you guys are like negative and worrisome and fearful and doubtful, this could become later and later. Or you could push it up to happen earlier, just by having the right attitude, in a sense, by having the right mind frame, by having the right mindset. But the most important thing is to not be like looking at the clock and not be like obsessed with timing, not being impatient, that kind of thing. And now I'm getting Facebook messages as well. Sometimes it's from somebody in the chat, or sometimes not. No, it's not. Okay. Anyways, that's a different thing. But anyways, yeah, I feel like it's important for you guys to just not be consumed with the timing, not be consumed with being impatient or anything, because it's always when we least expect it, when we're not paying attention to the situation, when we're not paying attention to the clock. Sure enough, that's when something happens. That's when those suddenly moments happen and we wind up being completely shocked, basically. So it's kind of just a message of go with the flow. Don't become married to like the timing cards, pretty much. Like, take them as kind of like a guide and a roadmap, which is a good thing. But at the same time, like, don't become consumed with them. Like, it has to happen this summer. If it doesn't happen this summer, I'm gonna die. Like, we just like, okay, it can happen this summer. It's open to happen this summer. But whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. And in the meantime, I'm not gonna worry about the time. I'm not gonna stress about it. I'm not gonna look at it. I'm gonna enjoy my life. I'm gonna live my life. And it's when you're doing that, that's when all of a sudden your phone lights up and there's the message from him, and there it is, and he's saying something and he's doing something. So that's the most important thing. And I know it's a lot easier said than done, but it is possible. Let me check PayPal here because I saw another thing light up. Don't want to miss anybody. Oh, that's not even someone related to the chat. That's something else completely. Or complete, that's not even the live. Okay. So I think that's that. Okay. Heather, thinking face. Thinking face, yes. Yes, you're so right. I'm getting ready for bed. I appreciate you, Miss Heather. Have a good night, everyone. I have to wake up early. Well, that's okay, because I think I'm going to sign off here anyways, because I've been on for 2 hours now at this point, and I think we're all good in terms of PayPals and all that other kind of stuff. So I appreciate you guys hanging in here with me with the PayPals and the Venmos. I know it's annoying and frustrating, especially when it doesn't like pop up and go through immediately. But I feel like that's like a small example of patience being tested. It's kind of like, if you're not being patient to wait for a PayPal to go through, how are you going to be patient to handle things with your person? So think of it that way. If you can't be patient with the little things, how are you going to be patient with the big things? So But either way, I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me for that. Remember to, like this video, share it, and all that good stuff. And, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Send people over to subscribe because, like I said, the more subscribers that I'm able to get here, the more we can get to that point where I can do super chats and it's not, PayPal and Venmo and all those other crazy things. So, yes. Good night to you too, Suerte. Good night, everyone. It was lovely seeing you all again. Yes. So I'm going to sign off here. I will see you guys on Friday. I will be back again, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. But I had fun here with you guys tonight, and I will see you on Friday. So, mwah, keep sparkling, you guys. Love you all.